Shalom. Salakia. Ran out of video recording space, so I went ahead and cleared up some real quick. Where we left off here, this will be part 2 to the acceptable year of salvation and extremely close. So we'll pick up here at John 4:14. It says, "But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life." So that's that saturation, that satiate. Our spirit being satiated, spoken of right here, as we just read in Jeremiah 31:14. 31. I'm gonna kind of speed up a little bit to get through and just in case there's not enough space, I have to do something about this daggone app. Jeremiah 31:14, "And I will satiate the soul of the priest with fatness, and my people shall be satisfied with my goodness, saith the Lord Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai." So the priests receive the water from the Messiah, and then the priests pass it down to the rest of the 1/3 elect. And that word satiate, ravah in the Hebrew, to be saturated or saturated, have or drink one's fill. So that's our cup runneth over, right? With the waters of the Most High that the Messiah brought to teach us. To drench, to drench water abundantly, saturate. And that's a good saturation. Because there's an oversaturation of wickedness that's overflowing the minds and spirits of men and their vessels in this society. That's why it's so wicked, because they're satiated with wickedness, pushed by Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Now Isaiah 61 and 61 and 3. Okay, we'll start at the beginning. Let's see, the garment of praise, we'll start there in the middle right here. The garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. And that's that slavery, that they might be called trees of righteousness. Slakia. That they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, that he might be glorified. So that garment of praise, we'll get 2 Ezra 2 and 45. He answered and said unto me, "These be they that have put off the mortal clothing, and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Now are they crowned and receive palms." See, that's that garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, right? Because the hopeful elect are calling upon the Most High power, having faith, and putting on as the elect. And then the Most High will reward the elect with that spiritual body and receive palms in their hands and that new song for eternity, right? That good news for eternity of the kingdom of heaven. So in verse 3, the trees of righteousness, so that they might be called trees of righteousness. And we'll get Mark chapter 8 and verse 24. "And he looked up and said, I see men as trees walking." And going back, because we're likened it to trees, because we bear fruit, good fruit from the seed, from our seed, the hopeful elect, and chiefly the 1/3 elect. 61 and verse 3. "The planting of the Lord Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, that he might be glorified." So that planting, we're trees being planted for eternity, trees that will not be moved. So 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 22. "Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain." That's the 2/3 and the heathen that the Most High that the Most High will judge. "And let my grape be kept, and my plant, For with great labor have I made it perfect. And that's that 1/3 elect that's growing in the spirit, every day. And it's shining brighter and brighter and becoming wiser and wiser and offending less and less. So Proverbs 4:18. But the path of the just is as the shining light. And that's the 1/3 elect. That shineth more and more into the perfect day. That's that day, that's that acceptable year of salvation. And then also that judgment at the same time. Numbers 24 and verse 5. How goodly are thy tents, and that's going to your house, O Jacob, and thy tabernacles, O Israel. As the valleys are they spread forth, as gardens by the riverside. And what's in the garden? Trees and all goodly fruits and vegetables come from there, right? Edible. As the trees of line aloes, which the Lord Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai hath planted, and as cedar trees beside the waters. So we've seen the men as, the men represented as trees, and they're going to get planted by the everlasting waters that the Messiah brought, the words of the Most High, and they will be the example and the ensign, the sign for all Israel to follow, when they all get raised up in the last days. Well, you get raised up in the kingdom of heaven. The 2/3 they get judged, and then also the heathen will learn the ways through the Messiah as the head of all of that, through the power of Yahweh, that give that blessing. They gave Yahweh Shai all things in this realm to rule. Psalms 1 and 3. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. So that's going to be the kingdom of heaven for eternity. Isaiah 61 and verse 4. And they shall build the old wastes, and Jerusalem and Israel today is waste. They're fools over there. It's nothing built up over there. They just built their own little buildings and stuff, because the temple over there, they call it a temple. That's not the true site. But reading on, it says, they shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities. It's still waste cities over there in Israel. So we know the people over there claiming to be Israelites, that they're not the people, because it's still wasteland and desolate areas over there. Everything will be beautified in the kingdom of heaven when the true Israelites return. Not just one tribe, not just the Ish tribe, not just the Jewish tribe, but all 12 tribes. They shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolations of many generations. And that's going into 1,000 years of that slavery. The nations, the heathen, shall have served, building up our walls and building up our areas that they destroyed. Verse 5. And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the aliens shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. They're going to be our servants out there in the fields, building up all of our lands and taking care of our flocks. Like Doeg, the Edomite, was the chief herdsman in charge of the flock and everything. It's going to happen. That's about to happen again. The Edomites for 1,000 years until they're, judged after that. But so we'll go to Isaiah, because this is the end. What's going to happen here very soon. Isaiah 14 and verse 1. For the Lord Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, the Israelites, only, and set them in their own land. That's Jerusalem and Israel. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And that's going to be the heathen that's going to be cleaving, because they're going to be cleaving in servitude. And reading on, we're going to break it down further. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And what people? The Israelites will take the heathen and bring them to their slave quarters. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, for servants and handmaids. Because they're going to have to, they're going to build up our desolate waste cities and desolate places. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai, for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. That's over here in Babylon the Great, America, and throughout the four corners that we're in captivity and oppressed by. And they shall rule over their oppressors. So that's the salvation to come. So it's very plain to see, you know, if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, you know, spiritual eyes and spiritual ears. So, you know, I just want to go into that real quick. Something real quick in the spirit. You know, the acceptable year, salvation, is extremely close, according to these prophecies coming off the pages, right? Jumping off the pages. So, with that being said, hope this video was edifying. The waters of the Rachak Wadash Basham Yahushai for another video. Until next video, I say, Shalom.